Oh, there we are. Once again. I got the Sunday appeals here, and what was it, Thursday? The city came by and they had like some guy who like said he was private, whatever. He's one of those guys that has one of those like all the time like. Well, anyway, they were mowing out on Gillis. I just mowed it, and nothing has grown, but on the city side is high, and he's going on about, oh, you got to mow the city side or the city pays for it. So I went out and got the weed whacker. But like first, like if he was saying that if it's private property, you know what I'm saying? That and I told him not to mow. You're not supposed to mow. You're only supposed to mow city property. But in his mind, since that's the sidewalk and it's city property, but in my mind, if it's city property and I have to mow city property as part of my property, then therefore I'm mowing it as part of my property. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I weed whacked it, but like first I just wanted to see where his mind was and why he was like giving me like, he just like the whole time like when I walked up gave me the stink eye, like and then so I'm like, wait a minute, I don't understand what you're saying. Like talk to me like I'm a 6 year old. This guy eggshell, and then made absolutely no sense, and I'm like, this guy got whooped as a child and whooped his kids. The only thing he has probably to say to a 6 year old is the pop a belt. You know what I'm saying? So and like I come from a long line of males in my family that I have to say are good storytellers, good at gossip, in a sense, and you learn a lot, like from like doing like certain stuff like with them, like when you go fishing, um, you know, things like that, But this guy, he didn't have no vocabulary. He was not articulate. I was like, so, you know what I'm saying? There's like that talking to us. He's like, I was like, okay, sorry for your children. So anyway, so I weed whacked it. And he comes like darting over to me because he's like, I'm gonna be on Gillis all day. He comes darting over to me when I started, right? And I'm gonna say, what's the address? And I already had asked him what address he had to mow. I'm like, look, motherfucker, I don't know. Okay? Shit, bitch. And he left me alone. But anyway, back to Sunday's Appeal newspaper. But like, like with their funky attitude, you know what I'm saying? Because that's why the city is looking so dirty, and the children are failing so miserably in their school, and their jail rate is so high, and the crime rate is so high. Is because of the attitude that the people in City Hall, the City Hall workers, I don't care if it's the people working the lawns, the policemen, the fireman, the clerk. Uh, they have this attitude, like it's against the citizens when they're supposed to be trying to make the area better for citizens, considering that they should be living somewhere in Memphis. Maybe some of them don't even live in the Memphis uh, uh, um, radius. I don't know, but still, you're supposed to be representing the people of the area, and all I see that they're doing is is representing money going out of this community, and with the war on drugs, i.e., war on American citizens, it's more devastating to communities like Memphis, like it was in Detroit, like Chicago, like St. Louis, you know. Um, because if you're at war, the only people casualties that add up the hundreds and thousands are citizens. You can look at the Middle East. You can see those people are fleeing by the tons. Those buildings that they're blowing up is where these people live. Is their homes. Is where they work. Is where they go to school. Is where they pray. Those buildings being blown up is where these people would be. So if they're in those buildings, you know what I'm saying? It's the civilians that get blown up. So that's the problem there. But anyway, so we're gonna go on about what's in the commercial pill Sunday's newspaper. I just okay, common medication test escape security, right? Without oversight, more than half fail to follow safety policies. So they don't even want to like follow safety policies. A growing number of medical tests are considered so foolproof they can be done by anyone, right? No training required. You certainly had one. Maybe you suspect you had a strep throat, got your glucose level checked, or needed blood thinner monitored. These tests and thousands other have been deemed so simple and accurate they essentially are waived. from oversight. The problem is wave tests often are done incorrectly. Last year, a government spot checked the facilities that do the test found not even 50% was um, completed with complied not, not even 50% complied with policy meant to ensure safety care. Directors aren't following. Expired products are used. Chemicals aren't refrigerated. Lab run tests they're not authorized to do. Incorrect results can have serious implications even for seemingly foolproof tests. In January, a baby died after doctors tested the wrong condition when a test misled them to think the child had influenza A. And in April, retired suffering pain withdrawals after a clinic botched her um, routine drug screen and wrongly concluded she was abusing painkillers. In May, a woman received unnecessary cesarean. Anyway, etc. So these medical tests that anybody with IQ of 100, you know, but, people got if you decide not to go follow policies and not to respect the people's constitutional rights, you therefore you don't have to learn anything. You don't have to learn about anything because you're not gonna follow the rules. That's what I find a lot of people that get whooped. They think like, oh well, now I'm grown. I don't have to do anything. I could tear stuff up now. Ain't nobody gonna stop me. You know, opposed to somebody who didn't get whooped and doesn't have that same mind thinking. You know what I'm saying? You didn't get whooped, so you never had to be like, okay, well no, I tear out whatever I want now. You know what I'm saying? You have the mindset of you borrow something, you brought it back better than what it was. Let's see, MPD. Uh, the Memphis Mayor James Stockton takes office January 1st. He faces uh, logistical nightmare caused by a shortage of police officers and promotionality. Well, they got new cars. Anytime they get funding, and it's even in the good neighborhoods. So like anytime like you screw like with the Republicans, like they think oh we're gonna screw the blacks or we're gonna have the blacks like kill themselves or have the blacks do it to themselves. Like with these laws like oh well like the policemen they get money funding, whatever. So they don't follow policy, so they don't put the cameras on or whatever. They give somebody $80,000 to tell them how to use a camera. And when they do get extra money, it goes to hiring more people and getting more cars instead of getting pay raises and paying for the medical and retirement. You're putting that money in. It gets misappropriated, and so you have that you have that type of mind thinking, which is very common uh, in the 90s, and once a lot of new laws were started, and a lot of people think that Clinton was good for us, but Clinton wasn't. Clinton was just worried about getting his penis on, because a lot of these laws and a lot of these policies were in effect when he was there also, and if anything, uh, it just shows that um, if we're not paying attention to the policies, really, as American citizens, I don't care if you're a policeman, a fireman, I don't care if you're a chef, I don't care if you're a janitor, if you like going along with policies like to cause one person harm or damage, it opens the floodgates for just to do it to anybody, and that's so. Anyway, so obviously we need to do better um, in our communities because they're not, these people they can't even do. They're saying very simple tests that are supposed to be foolproof, right? So I guess they hired a bunch of fools. It's not foolproof.